I'm testing a Sony a6500 with a 16 to 50 lens. At this point, I'm going to try two different lenses that came with this package that I bought. Standing about 5 feet back from it right now. I just want to see how this sounds. I'd say roughly 5 feet. And I'm at the courthouse, just going to shoot a lot of different video here just right around the courthouse square. So let's see how this turns out. So I think it's worth showing you that I'm using a really nice quality tripod. I cannot remember what brand this is. It's not a Manfrotto. It's another one I've already done a review on. But anyway, you can see how I'm set up here. I'm using that smaller lens right there. Is what it looks like. So I'll do that for some of this, and then we'll go to the larger lens here in a minute. Looks like we have a ambulance going through on the other street over there. Let's see how does this turn out the colors here on this. Now I do have a zoom factor that I can use with this lens. I can do a tighten here. And this is the extent to which this lens tightens up. Which is pretty nice. Boy, the roses are pretty this time of year too. So this is sort of like a fluid head tripod move here. It's pretty smooth. I may have it just set just a bit tight. See if this is a bit smoother as I pan down. I wanted to see how does this work for pans. So say fully zoomed in. And a lot of people have said that the autofocus, or not the autofocus, but that the display is not very bright, and that is true. I'm not getting a really great view out of this viewfinder. Now, I should say that the viewfinder inside is quite good. It's just when you're outside here that it's not so great. Let's zoom in. I'm going to try to using the, this is the ring. I'm not using the, there's actually a little toggle or a little slider which you can use to zoom. But this one is just the, I used my fingers that time. Let's go here at some of these white roses. See how's our focal point doing. What is it autofocusing on? I don't know. This rose over here's a pretty rose over here that's got pink edges on it. I'm gonna look at that. Let me change here for a moment. So this is the rose I thought was really pretty. Let's zoom out. I'm gonna use a little slider function for this to widen. Maybe it's more subtle when you do that. So that's the wide angle for that. Over here's some more of, I guess, the same variety of rose. Very pretty. Let's zoom in with that again using the tighten widen function. It's got a pretty good amount of zoom to it. I'll shoot a few street shots here in a minute too. This is the Senator Sam Ervin statue that's here in the little rose garden area in front of the courthouse. I'm doing this with my finger. We'll pan back around over to the roses here. Again, using the short lens, the 16 to 50. So with the package that I bought, this is the lens you'd want for your wide angle shots. A lot of motorcycle traffic in town today. 4th of July is tomorrow. That's why we have the little banner looking things there hanging on underneath the portico there of the courthouse. Let's zoom in on the cupola of the courthouse. Here we go. I'll do it manually. So I had to change the way my handles were set to do this. So this is still not the telephoto lens, not the big long one. Let's get you a nice view of what's on the cupola. I'm still shooting everything in like some auto mode here. We have a memorial of some sorts here, I guess, to see Charters of Freedom. Okay. Go over and take a look at that in a minute and zoom out. So there's another angle of the cupola up here too. Still kind of an auto everything. Kind of just trying to determine if this camera is, if this lens is like cinematic at all. I think I'm shooting 24 frames per second. It's hard for me to tell here. Pretty sure I am. Flowers down here are really nice. Whoever's done the flowers has done a great job this year. Again, fully zoomed out with this lens. That street up there is kind of a nice street to look down, so let's go ahead and zoom in on it. Now at this point, it might be kind of cool to go to the long lens and see what that street looks like. Kind of zoomed in with the different lens. We'll try that. So for this portion, I'm using the larger lens here, the 55 to 210. Hopefully you can see that. This is just video from my iPhone 7. So this is fully zoomed out with the 55 to 210 lens. And we got some traffic blocking what I wanted to see down through there. It'll move away in a minute. Fully zoomed out. We could try zooming in on the clock over there, see what that looks like. So this one doesn't have a toggle on it. You actually have to manually zoom with this one. So there's what that clock looks like. Fully zoomed in. Whoa, fully zoomed in. There we go. Wow. Oops, I was rolling the focus by mistake. I wonder if that's changing anything. I don't know. I have to go to manual, I guess, for it to change anything. The action on my tripod is just a little stiff. Zooming back out totally. Okay, now there is a water tower behind me where I used to rent an apartment. I'm going to try to zoom in on that. So yeah, I used to rent an apartment over at Morganton Trading Company. That is a long way off actually. I'm guessing 300 yards or better. Got to be more than 300 yards, maybe 400. Let's zoom in on that water tower, see how that looks. There's the full extent of the zoom. I see some people walking down the sidewalk over here. Somewhere. Way off in the distance. Pulling out on that. Now we'll go up and we'll do a full zoom of the cupola again using the longer lens. Let's see what we got. Maybe if we go up there on one of those windows or something.
It's taking me a little bit of getting used to here. There's the weather vane on top. How sharp is that? I don't know. It's hard to say again. See again with this. With this viewfinder. This viewfinder is just not very bright. Maybe there's some things I can do to brighten it. I have read that's sort of the main critique of it, though. Is that the viewfinder is not very bright. This is the long lens shot down Sterling Street, back towards Zane's Barbershop, and I'll pan a little bit. Again, what I'm doing here is just testing to see what's the pan going to look like with this. How smooth does it need to be? I'm using a much larger tripod than I might naturally use for a camera like this, but I'm looking for stability. It seems to work pretty well. This is, like I said, let's get this orange thing over here going. I got a pole between me and it. Let's get the street. Okay. That's fully zoomed. This is fully, right here is fully out. Trying to gauge the clarity of this lens too. Got a couple motorbikes here, might be kind of cool to see. We're fully zoomed in at this point. I'm trying to do a slow, steady pull out on this with my hand. You have to be pretty smooth with that. It'll be a challenge. So there are some folks talking over there by the courthouse. We'll pan out on them. We're not pan out, but pull out on them. Darn, this tripod's giving me just a little bit of stickiness. So the jump is from the tripod, not from the camera, okay? I'll try to loosen it up. That's a little looser there. Let's try rolling back up the street here. I have no idea what that pan looked like. I've moved back to the short lens again, the 16 by 50, 16 through 50. Let's get a wider look over here and test this. Here's one of the motorcycles from a while ago. I'll zoom in. We'll pan over to the other one, see how smooth that looks. Zoomed fully in, let's zoom back out. I've done some drone shots here at Morganton Savings Bank before. It's kind of a pretty old mansion that belonged to like a major or colonel or something in the Civil War. It's been turned into a bank or a savings, yes, savings bank it says over there, doesn't it? And this is how some of their flowers look, fully zoomed out with the 16 to 50 lens. This is fully zoomed in from about 8 feet back. Kind of a nice side view of Morganton Savings Bank and their grounds. It's kind of a pretty place. Some cool old, like, these cypress trees here, I guess. I think they are. Pretty sure if I zoom up on them, you'll see they are. And there's a metalworks place over here I've never been into, so I'm gonna go ask that lady if I can come in and take a look. Be cool if I could see some of their products. Just in kind of a back alley here. There's the courthouse again off in the distance. Bring it back out. I thought it was cool, the little garden area they have on top of that, or up here. Kind of neat, isn't it? Is the area over here where they had this is the Bill of Rights over here. And so it turns out what is over here is the Constitution. I did not even realize we had this over here. So there's the whole Constitution. Pretty cool. And since the 4th of July is tomorrow, here is the Declaration of Independence. All the names and everything on it there. Cool though. Looks like they have copied the signatures, John Hancock and all. Pretty nice. I'll end my sample videos with that. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like.